Pizza Movie. It's one of those movies you're just going to think is absolute dog shit based on the title and the trailer. And I wasn't even going to watch it if I'm being honest with you, but then someone posted a screenshot on Twitter that the movie had a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. And I actually believe Rotten Tomatoes can be trustworthy. Sue me. And I've noticed, like, I've read a lot of critic reviews, and there's always a pattern with the things that critics like. I mean, did you know movie critics loved the Beavis and Butthead movie? It sounds absurd until you actually read the reviews. There's usually like a consistent pattern in which they talks about what they like about it. They believe the Beavis and Butthead represent the worst in all of us. They believe it is a social commentary. I don't see it. But it's made by Mike Judge, so I believe it even if I don't see it. I mean, that guy also did Idiocracy, Silicon Valley, King of the Hill. So I know Mike Judge likely did not make Beavis and Butthead with no point in mind. But in critics, I know they tend to love movies that are extremely original. Or movies that are extremely creative. And Pizza Movie is both of those things. But notice how I didn't say it was extremely funny. So I watched Pizza Movie, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, the first 30 minutes are kind of rough. So I remember, I started the movie like a week ago, and I just finished it last night because I had to keep taking breaks during the first 30 minutes. I don't know what compelled me to continue with the movie. It's like when the movie first starts, I could immediately tell that it had a very unique voice. It felt like the Smosh movie, if it actually had passion poured into it. And Smosh recently did an interview saying they would love to remake the Smosh movie and cook on the script for a little longer. So hopefully that happens. But the Pizza Movie, it felt like the Smosh movie if it had effort put into it. And the reason for that, I'm guessing, is because the two guys who made it started off with a sketch comedy channel on YouTube. And watching the movie, it does feel like a couple YouTubers made it. And I do mean that in a good way. And in the movie, so I said it wasn't very funny, but I did say it was very creative and original. I'm watching this movie, and the jokes that happen after the 30-minute mark, and some of the jokes in the first 30 minutes, I'm like, that was really original. That was very creative. That was elaborate. I wish I had thought of that. This is probably the first movie I've watched where I felt jealous for not coming up with half of its ideas first. And the two leads, I mean, they both acted like Smosh throughout the entire movie. Actually, every character fucking acts like Smosh throughout the movie. I mean, it felt like a 1 hour and a half Smosh skit. I mean, it became very obvious that these actors were told to be as over the top as possible. Because the way they were overacting felt like it was intentional. It felt like these people could actually be grounded in reality if they were told to. I feel like the two guys making it told them, just hey, that realistic acting you're doing? No. Smosh acting, please. And they all acted, every character acted like Smosh in the movie. Also, Daniel Radcliffe has a cameo in the movie. He voices the butterfly. And he did a really good fucking job. I sound like I'm joking, but no, you have to hear how Daniel delivers his lines and what he's saying as the butterfly. He put a lot of and also I see why Daniel Radcliffe did the movie. So I don't know if you guys have seen Swiss Army Man or Guns Akimbo, but Daniel, he's very attracted to weird scripts. And I do know, so I don't know why I know this, but Daniel Radcliffe said no to being in This Is the End, which is why Seth and Evan asked Emma Watson instead. So when they gave Daniel Radcliffe the script for This Is the End, he was like, oh, I'm sorry guys, it's just not very good. So he doesn't say yes to any weird script, but he did say yes to a movie about a farting corpse who gets boners that a homeless schizophrenic man uses as a compass. That would be Swiss Army Man. And Guns Akimbo, about a guy who gets guns bolted to his hands. And what made me want to watch that movie was the scene where he tries to take a piss with guns bolted to his hands, which is actually the very scene in the script that made Daniel want to join the movie in the first place. So I see why he did this movie. People are like, why would the guy who played Harry Potter do this movie? Well, you haven't watched enough weird movies. He loves weird scripts that are also very good. So now let's talk about whether the pizza movie is actually good. Everything in the movie ties together. You know, that's like the number one rule of like screenplay writing is like every single thing needs to be like necessary. Like even things that you would think are completely insignificant actually tie into the movie as a whole. So it's well written, at least. Now, talk about the execution. It's extremely creative. Like I mean, I'm like watching the movie and I'm like, well, that was really creative. It's just hard for me to call it a good movie, but it is a very creative movie. It's a very original movie. I had a lot of things I have never seen before. And also, it has the most creative fourth wall break I've ever seen. I didn't expect it. I didn't see it. Even with me saying this right now, if you were to watch the movie, you wouldn't see it coming. And you'd be like, whoa. It was really creative. I don't want to spoil anything more than that, though. But yeah, the movie is very like unique in its voice. And also, I met a Letterboxd recently. My name on Letterboxd is Fit Kettlecorn. Fit with a T, F-I-T, and Kettlecorn is exactly how it sounds. I'm also dressed like the Fit Kettlecorn character because it's the main character of my movie Approved for Streaming. Still working on that. Also, there's a part in Pizza Movie that inspired a bit that's now in Approved for Streaming. So there's a part in the Pizza Movie that, well, basically references Freaky Friday. And I'm like, how funny would it be if Fit and Reese, two main characters that I play in my own movie, literally switched bodies, but it's just me doing opposite voices for both. I'm like, that's so lazy. I gotta do it. So anyways, yeah, if you like, once you see that bit in Approved for Streaming, you'll know that it was inspired by Pizza Movie. But yeah, I think you guys should watch it. Get through those first 30 minutes, because the first 30 minutes are rough. Like, actually, let me talk about what was so rough for me. So there's a part where some bullies fart on the faces of the two main characters. Now, you think that that's something I would find absolutely hysterical if you know what my humor is. I didn't laugh once. I was stone-faced. And the first drug trip in the movie was really unfunny. Like that's the only part where I'm just going to call it unfunny, because like, for every part where I didn't laugh, I wasn't like, that should be, like, taken out of the film. The first drug trip, it actually pissed me off, because I thought it was so unfunny. But everything else after that, I loved it. There's also a part where a guy he hallucinates Santa Claus shoving a chainsaw up his ass. So you should watch the movie. Like, it's something I would definitely make. Like I said, this is probably the first movie I watched where I am pissed off and jealous that I didn't come up with half the ideas first. But I'm not going to sit here and call it a good movie. I'm not going to sit here and call it the Pizza movie, like some people are calling it. Not the worst movie of all time. It is the most creative stoner comedy I've ever seen. Created by someone who put, like, two people who put a lot of thought into the movie. And it's low budget, but you can't really tell. Yes, you can. But it's very creative, so I think it's worth a watch.